you doing there?
LeShaun! I have a great idea.
Okay.
Remember last week when I was telling you about that we should start a band? Well, we totally should.
Oh, for real? I thought you were just joking, like that time you went to turn into a cactus.
Hey now, I still believe that I can become a cactus, but they'll have to wait a while.
Okay.
Are you down to start a band?
I'm so down. Let's do it. We're starting a band. We're starting a band. Wait. Hold up. There's only 2 of us. How many people do you need for a band?
That's a good point. I know in the band at church they have like 10 people.
Yeah. Oh, I remember we were talking to Dakota about being in the band when we had the idea last week.
Yeah, that's true. We did promise him that he could be the drummer and everything, but what if we asked Lauren instead? I'm gonna call her actually right now.
Whoa, wait, you're gonna call Lauren?
Yeah, we're starting a band.
What?
Yeah, I mean, Dakota's cool and all, but come on, Lauren's a way better drummer.
Okay, yeah. Even so, though, we promised Dakota that if we did start a band, he could be our drummer. Now that we're starting it, we have to keep our word. We have to be faithful to the thing that we promised him.
Faithful? What do you mean faithful? That's a word from the Bible, LeShaun. We're talking about starting a band.
No, I know. Faithfulness is a fruit of the Spirit.
Ah, is that why you have this shirt in your room?
Cedrena, you're not supposed to go in my closet. Faithfulness is not just a thing from the Bible. It's a thing in real life, too.
So what is it?
Faithfulness is basically when you keep your promises, when you're loyal and you're committed.
What do you mean by committed?
Well, like, you know how our other roommate, Lex, really loves the Buffalo Bills?
Yeah.
Even if they're winning or losing, she roots for them every year. Like, in a way, I made a promise, well, not me, Lex made a promise, that even if they're losing, she would stick with them regardless.
All right, I get it, but like, why should I be faithful?
Well, it's good to love people, right?
Yeah.
Well, faithfulness is just a form of loving people.
I don't get it.
Come on! We show people God's love when we are faithful.
Huh? Is God faithful?
Yeah, I mean, God is the most faithful.
Really?
Yes, God is so faithful that when he is faithful, even when we are faithless to him, he's been making promises to people since the beginning of time, and he's kept all of them. Like we talked about in the musical, God does not change. So if he made a promise a super long time ago, he's still faithful to that promise today.
Is that like from the Bible or something?
I'm so glad you asked.
Oh,
yes,
of course.
It's from Hebrews 10:23. It says, "Let us hold unswervingly to the hope that we profess, for he who promised is faithful." God is the perfect example of faithfulness, and you want to be like God, right?
All right. I get it. Sheesh. But I still want to ask Lauren if she could be a drummer.
But you promised Dakota that we would let him drum. Don't you want to be faithful?
I know, but it's not a big deal. We're starting a band, LeShaun. We're starting a band.
What are you doing?
I'm calling Lauren.
Oh, this is not going to go well.
My phone was backwards. Now I'm calling Lauren. Hey, Lauren. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good. So, yeah. I have a quick question for you. I wanted to see if you would be interested in starting a band with us, and we're kind of looking for a drummer right now.
Cedrena, I'm flattered that you thought of me. And thanks for asking. But I was just hanging out with Dakota, and he told me that you guys promised him that he could be the drummer in your band.
What?
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna have to say no, but you should ask Dakota because he was really hyped to join.
What happened?
Bad news.
What did I say? What did I say?
Oh no! Dang it, I missed the bus. Well, in the meantime, maybe I should floss.
I told you that we should be faithful to our promise to Dakota, but no.
All right, I'll call Dakota. You were right. I should have been faithful to our promise. This one's for you, Lord. Hey, Dakota. How are you? Okay, so listen. LaShawn and I are talking about starting a band. Do you want to be our drummer? You do? Okay, awesome. I'll see you at church. Bye. He said yes.
We're starting a band.
We're starting a band.
Okay, wait. So we have 3 people in the band. Is that like enough?
I think we should at least also get someone to play guitar.
Okay. Well, we promised John he could be our guitarist if we made a band, right?
Well, we did, but can we get Trish instead?
Not this again. What about faithfulness? We promised John he could be our guitar player.
Well, yeah, we did technically promise John he could be our guitar player. Yes, that is true. However, that was because he was the only one in the room, and when we were talking about it, I felt awkward, and I didn't want to leave him out, especially since we were asking Dakota already, so it was just really awkward.
That is true. That's kind of awkward.
Oh, why don't we ask Trish? She's an awesome guitarist. She'd be like, "Bow, bow, dow, 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 dow."
Well, that's true. It would be pretty awesome. But didn't you just see how much it blew up in your face when we weren't faithful to Dakota? Do you really want to go through that again?
I tried to forget, to be honest. Yeah, that did not go well, but being faithful is so hard sometimes. Does God really care if we're faithful just with the small things? What if we're just like, faithful with the big things in life, the big rocks?
I'm so glad you said that again, because actually, there's a verse in the Bible that talks about that.
Here we go again.
Matthew 25:23. Jesus says, his master replied, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness."
Huh? So like, if we are faithful and follow God in small things, he will see that and will allow us to do bigger things too?
Yeah, essentially.
But okay, like, is faithfulness really the most important thing that God cares about? Doesn't God care about love and goodness and stuff?
Yes, true. But like, faithfulness is connected to all of those too, you know? Like when you're being faithful to a person, you're also being loving and good to them too.
Yeah, I follow. I guess that it's interesting because like in the verse you quoted before about good and faithful servant, what God is saying is he wants us to be the most of all, like, super strong or super smart or super straight A student. He's just saying that he wants us to be faithful servants, like people that will really follow him and be committed to just being more like Jesus.
Yes, you're right. That is interesting and like pretty comforting too. Because like faithfulness is actually pretty doable. Super strength or super speed, not very doable.
But what I don't get is like, how do we grow in faithfulness, LaShawn?
Right.
I'm short,
It's okay.
God made me this way.
But like, think about it. We know that God is super faithful forever, right?
Correct.
So I think that one way to grow in faithfulness is just to realize that God is always faithful to us. He promises that he's going to be good to us, and then he keeps that promise forever, And since he's always faithful to us, I think we can be inspired by that and try to be faithful to him and others in the same way.
Well, I think that I would rather have Trish in our band instead. So, like, when we are faithful, does God reward us? Or do I get something out of it? You know, like a Christmas present.
Well, kinda. Whenever you give up your own desires to follow what is right, or you follow what God is pointing towards, God definitely rewards that. But like the main reward of faithfulness, and a lot of these fruits we've been learning about, is just that your life becomes naturally better in just a straight up kind of way.
What do you mean?
Well, like if you go around lying to everyone and making promises and then not keeping them, then everyone's gonna be mad at you and they're not gonna trust you, you know? But if you make promises and you keep all of them and you never lie to people, then people are gonna like you more, you know? And they're gonna trust you more because they know that you don't lie and that you keep your promises.
Oh, I get it. So, like, it's not a reward from God. He's, like, when he's reaching down and handing me a piece of cake, yum. But, like, he tells me, I know you don't feel like being faithful, but trust me, that if you do, things will be better. And if I give up my own desires and hopes and follow him, things will be better.
Exactly. So, Cedrena, what are you gonna do about the band?
Well, you know, I really want to ask Trish to be in our band and be our guitarist because I think she would shred it. She'd be like, doom, da, doom, da, doom, da, doom. But we did already make a promise to John that he could be the guitarist in our band.
So,
I'll call John.
we're starting a band. We're starting a band.
Hey, John.
Hey, Cedrena.
John, so question for you. Remember me and LaShawn promised you that if you, we promised you if we made a band that you could play guitar for us?
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, guess what? We are starting a band. Are you in to play the guitar?
Well, I really appreciate you guys asking, but, honestly, I think Trish would be a better guitarist for your band. If you got Trish, she would be like,
Okay. Wow. You really think that Trish should be in our band and not you?
Yeah, I think that's the right call.
Wow. What a new thought. I was not thinking that earlier. Well, bye, John.
Bye, Cedrena.
Would you look at that? We chose faithfulness and did what was right. And God led us back to what we originally wanted anyways. We're starting a band. We're starting a band.
LaShawn, thanks for helping me grow in faithfulness today.
Anytime.
But is there any way my friends at C3 Kids can grow in faithfulness too?
Absolutely. C3 Kids this week. If you want to grow in faithfulness like Miss Cedrena, you can think about these questions this week or talk about them with your grown-up. So 1, how would I describe faithfulness to a friend? Or 2, how have I seen God be faithful to me? Or 3, how have I seen God be faithful to others around me? Or last one, how is having a servant heart connected to having faithfulness? Last one, part 2, who can I be faithful to this week?
Wow, that's so awesome. Can we all pray together?
Yes, let's pray.
C3 Kids, will you join us? Thank you, God. We thank you that you are a faithful God, that you showed us first how to be faithful so that we can walk it out in our own lives. This week, God, I pray that each and every single one of us walks out this faithfulness in our own lives. We thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. All right, Cedrena, let's go find Trish and ask her about our band. We're starting a band. We're starting a band.
Bye,
Bye, C3 Kids.
Bye, C3 Kids. We love you.